Thank you so much for staying with us. It is still iBrand Daybreak, and we're moving to the major conversation for this morning. The Director General of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Segun Ajayi, has regretted the exit of multinational consumer goods manufacturer Procter & Gamble from Nigeria, saying that more manufacturers may follow suit. He said until the federal government takes clear, defined measures to address challenges facing manufacturers in the country, more exits will happen in the manufacturing sector. The MAN Director General, however, said that the exit of multinationals from the country should serve as a lesson to the government, adding that it provides opportunity to promote local manufacturers more than foreign investors, as that is more enduring. P&G recently announced its decision to shut down production lines in Nigeria and commence the exportation of its products into the country a few months after. A few months after another manufacturer, GlaxoSmithKline, toed same line. To have this conversation with us this morning is Prince Adebola Adeniji Adele. He's the President General, Citizens Liberation Advocacy Initiative. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. And I thank you for having me this morning.
All right. It's not news anymore that P&G has left and KSG too, GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, left the country. And that is even after a lot of other multinationals have, packed up, and some more are making announcements and planning to leave as well. But the federal government, proposed a palliative loan to manufacturers, about 75 billion naira, through the Presidential Palliative Loan Program. And this won't be the first time that we'll be hearing the word palliative, especially since the coming into office of the recent administration in earlier this year. Do you think that this would be another story like we know it of all the other palliatives, or is this really going to happen for manufacturers?
Honestly with you, and I'm here this morning to show my grievances too to the federal government of the way they are promising us, and I've not seen the part of that promises they are making. I've been here. I said it is even better for you not to promise than to promise and not to fulfill it. That is the sins of side of God. So if you are looking at the manufacturer, okay, what are we now doing now? When all these manufacturer people are going or are leaving, they'll be bringing their product to Nigerians where they are even producing here before. Then, and the palliative you made mention, not for only the manufacturers, because I'm too shocked of been hearing all these palliative givings to either Nigerians or to the manufacturers. They have mentions of the workers of 35,000. Those people are complaining bitterly that they have not paid them. They are talking of individual of 15 million Nigerians who they are going to give 25,000 and they have not seen anything. Likewise, the manufacturing people we are talking about today. Then, where are we going? And where are we going to believe them that the next thing they are going to say is going to be productive? I'm shocked. And I'm not happy about seeing this, because it is this manufacturer. Okay, you are welcoming people to come and invest in Nigeria. And people who are in Nigeria are going. What is the signal given? That signal tells us that you that are coming, you come and face what you are facing here. What has made us to live? Some have been here for 25 years, while some have been here for 30 to 40 years. And we are living. So if you wanted to cushion the effectiveness of the manufacturer who are local, then you are going to borrow them like 1 million upward from so amount of money, but they did not see anything. And this is alarming, my sister. It's not good at all. It's not good at all.
All right, so it's okay for you to express your grievance or grievances as regards several issues that have been on the table, right? But of course, it is still you who once told us on this same platform that it's a new administration. So let us just give them some time.
Okay.
It's been about 6 months, and of course, all we have seen is all about promises, and no promise in itself has been kept. Speaking on the issue we're talking about here, Each manufacturer, depending on their skill, because this is more like an intervention fund, right? So each manufacturer has about 1 billion naira that will be allocated to him. And of course, nano businesses, which are the small scale businesses, will take about 50,000. We are also here to say that other bigger multinationals are exiting the country due to several issues. One, electricity supply, poor. The cost of diesel is also affecting their business. And of course, heavy taxation that has been leveled upon them by various government agencies. Then lastly, inadequate physical infrastructure, poor road network. We have manufacturing companies who cannot take their goods from one point of the country to the other due to bad road. And of course, such goods gets to damage, especially when it's perishable after a few days on the road. Tell me one among all that government has promised since they took office that they've been able to fulfill.
Well, let me thank you for reminding me that I came here to tell them that we should give us a little time, or should give them a little time. And, you know, I'm not the president, neither I'm the vice president. I am just putting out my view the day I came here to come and tell you that let us give them that. But it's meant to me that they are leaving the correct job doing. They are facing shadows. Why? Because every corners of being mentions are complaining. And they don't need to complain. In as much to have said that you are giving them this and they have not seen this. The area they're supposed to have even channel mostly is this manufacturing area. Did you know how much they are selling drugs now? In fact, those who are sick today know that this country is no more. The drugs they are buying for so little amount of money and has go higher beyond necessary doubt. But as it is now, we are now at their size to let us look at them. It is even better for them not to even make any promises. Then you are hearing this, and we jot it down, we put it down. We're expecting that things like that will come in or follow it after you have made mentions of what I wanted to say. But at later day, people will be complaining that we have not seen anything. So what we are still going to tell them, that Nigeria are not happy by promising people or some individuals, because I can see 50,000 naira, which I don't know anything, no one can do anything in this country today. I've seen 1 billion, which is good for those manufacturers of that grade you made mentions. So if that one is no more there, and they have not seen anything, I don't think it is not good for them to be promises.
All right. So may I also remind you that you also said on this platform
I like that. Yes.
That when NLC was pushing, especially for the interests of Nigerians, you called it a very selfish interest. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
All right. So what you're seeing, what would you say of the renewed hope by the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu? How does it speak to you?
Well, I would not want us to mind the NLC with this.
No, because all of these things are part of the issues Nigerians have been facing, including manufacturers. But you have never aligned with their interests. So right about now, what would you say of the renewed hope agenda by the President?
Let me beg you this money. Let us remove the NLC out of this. I know what I'm talking about. So let's face the squares of what we are talking about today. You might remember me, or you might remind me, but what I'm saying now is that it is the federal government to buckle their trousers. That whatever utterances they made, people are watching. Whatever they said, people are looking at. And they must come to fulfillment. So if, as it is now, Nigeria is not waiting too long ahead, it's getting too late, or it's getting too far, but they want it immediate as it is now. In as much as they have mentioned it, if they did not mention it, we will not talk about it. So that's why I said, even though if they are doing things that is good, let's talk about it.
What if they
are not doing, if they are not doing things good, let's talk about it. This is part of things we're going to talk about today. I am here to talk about the judiciary, those who stood for 12 hours without drinking water, without stuff. So I appreciate those ones. But as it is now, as the country going, it's affecting everybody. Likewise, I'm here. It's affecting me too. So what I want us to do is that let us talk to the federal government. In as much they have made mention of it, it not fulfilled.
Let's look at the economic implications
Okay.
of, these multinationals leaving the country, P&G, GSK, and even if you go to the aviation sector, the Emirates Airlines and the likes that no longer function here. So it's like multinationals in different sectors are finding their way out of Nigeria. And just a couple of months ago, during one of the international general body meetings that happened, I think it was the UN general meeting.
Okay.
The aviation minister and the president were trying to, bring back the Emirates Airlines and have those types of conversations when in the aviation sector, airlines' monies are still being trapped in the country until today. Nobody's saying anything about giving back those monies. And same goes for several other sectors that haven't even made the news yet. But since we're focusing on manufacturing today, let's keep it there. In your earlier submission, you did mention how much drugs cost now, especially drugs from GSK and, P&G, and that is just one of so many. We looking away from the capital flights, because that's like the most obvious to the eyes. People now have to import drugs that they would usually just go to a warehouse here in Lagos and pack up, and all that and all that. How else do you see these affecting the economy of Nigeria, especially seeing that we're already struggling economic-wise?
That's why I said it's affecting me too. That the government should not take a leaflet heist to look at it. It is getting worse before, and it's going worse down. Because the way I'm looking at things now, sorry to say this, one of my daughter got sick just a few days ago. And the hospital we are using, we went there. I was shocked before I left that place when they brought the bill to me. I was, no. So they said, these are the treatment, these are the drugs we buy for her. And I left hospital paying almost 90,000 to 100,000. Just for only one or next day, second 2 days. So if government really love these people of his country, that truly we are Nigerians, and the people that we voted for love us, they should not let this thing go. And if those people now left totally, how much? Where are they going to be getting the drug? And they're sending it. See, look at this Dunlop. You see what havoc that Dunlop have caused when they have left this country. Look, go and see how much they are even selling. Apart from then, we don't even recognize what they call Tokumbo tires then. But when the Dunlop left, we know what they call Tokumbo. I'll go and see how much is Tokumbo now. So nobody is, if you wanted to buy the original tires now, for 4 of your vehicles, you know how much you are going to pay.
Let's take this a bit back to the electioneering season. I'm talking about during campaigns and even when elections were very close around the corner. A certain presidential candidate said something about turning the Nigerian economy to a production economy and not just a consumer economy. It seemed like he was the only person championing that as part of his campaign promises. Everybody else didn't really mention anything about production. And if you want to be honest and look at it, production and manufacturing, they go hand in hand. For any economy that doesn't have either of these would definitely suffer. And that is what we're looking at right now. The current administration made jest of those statements by these other presidential candidates. Until now, if you look at all the presidential speeches we've had since the administration got into office and every other conversations that has happened in that area, I've not seen any proper plans or blueprints or ideas towards improving manufacturing and production, except of course the palliative that they mentioned. And me and you and I know that we would, I don't want to say be wasting our time, but it doesn't look like it's about to happen. It's going to happen anytime soon. So do you see a political will to actually put into action? I'm not even saying start production or make plans towards manufacturing, but even this palliative that we're talking about, to look towards it so that even individuals who are very keen and interested in improving manufacturing at an individual level can key into it. Do you see this government taking that action?
Well, I cannot vouch for them, neither to solicit for them. But what I've seen here now is that if it is not got to the tail of it, the manufacturer people will not make mentions of anything they are saying now. It is part of the promises given that this is how we are going to start with. And it's supposed to have come to reality if truly they wanted to face as what you said now. Now, we came out from our meeting yesterday, we begin to take up those promises that these political people are taking, we begin to take them to court. Because the utterances give us the will that probably this is what you said you wanted to do, that lured us to vote for you. So now that all these promises we are seeing, we are going to be taking them aside now, either to take it or to leave it. But immediately you have taken it and you did not fulfill it, we will take it to court. And that is what we started yesterday now, that the manufacturer people also should join us in this, because we know that when there's a job for Nigerians or people in this country, I don't think jackpot they are talking about will not come in again. But now the manufacturers are crying foul that the money, the palliative you said you wanted to give, we did not see it. And people, things are lying down. And if you look at today, as you said, there's no manufacturing company in any country, either directly or indirectly, local or international. It's very difficult for that country to grow.
All right. Now, you talked about the fact that you cannot vouch for them because obviously they've had series of failed promises. So at this point, you cannot vouch for them because earlier you were feeling like, let's give them some time. Of course, now you cannot even solicit for them either. So it means that your next action plan should be litigation. You want to take them to court. With the way the judiciary is right about now, with the rascality going on in the judiciary, do you think you're likely to get any way out of it?
No, let's believe them.
Oh, you want to believe them?
Yes, let's believe the judiciary, because if you let out of that area, it means we are going to anarchy. But in as much as that the judiciary are there, let's take it there first and see what is going to happen. See, you cannot be winning all the time. Neither you take your case to the judiciary and you have feeling of what you are going to get out of it. But we know that if you take a very, very genuine case to the judiciary and you have support of the evidences that this is why we brought this case here, I think they are human, and also what they are there for, put the justice to it. So let's start it from somewhere. They have not done it before. I think we are the first person that are going to do it. That this is what to give to us. This is what to tell us. And we have not seen what to do. We'll take it to court, and your word should be a bond that you make us to surrender ourselves to your whatever you really wanted to get into. But as it is now, when we look at ages 1, ages 2, and ages 3, we see nothing happened. And it is good for us as citizens of this country to take that bond you tell us to court. That, I think, that is what we concluded yesterday.
A very heated conversation this morning. You wouldn't believe it's been 20 minutes already. All right. If I take anything away from your submissions, it is to hold political office holders responsible and accountable to their words and take them to court if worse comes to worse, right? Thank you so much, Prince, for joining us this morning on the show. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for having me this morning.
All right, it is still iBrand Daybreak. More interesting and fire-burning conversations will keep coming your way after this time out. Stay with us.